Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season Trace. In the last episode, we set up Zyhifo here, which I'm pretty excited about, because they're going to support our arthropod blood needs, and give us some free lime as well. By the way, someone left a comment, shoot, I can't remember, who was it? Let me pull it up. Our firstborn Zyhifo was stolen by this splitter before we had filtered this. That's where it went. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the last episode I was like, where did that thing go? It was Drummer Kid. Yes, thank you for leaving that comment. Because it is right here, boop, inside of that loader, so we couldn't see it. And it wasn't being loaded because this is on enable disable. So that's what happened there. So we do have one more Zyhifo than we thought we did. And that confirms that I didn't go crazy. One thing I do want to point out is this episode is late, so sorry for that. Late, by late, I mean I missed a day. Just stuff is still going on in real life. I haven't figured out what I'm doing for work, and that's causing some issues, so thank you for your patience with that. And yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm stopping the series or anything, but you know, my plan is still to get out 5 episodes a week, but that isn't necessarily always possible. But that is still the plan. Let's see, I've got a lot of random stuff here. Let's get rid of this Zyhifo larva. And then one other update that's kind of an exciting one. Why is this not running? Oh, because it doesn't have Zyhifo in it. That is actually a great reason that it's not running. That is a great reason. Indeed. Alright, I think I have a few more here. Oh, we've got 14. Wow. When did I get that many? Nice. Okay. Well, there is all the Zy done. I think that's it. Now we just let it run. And that'll consume fish food. This is not getting rid of... Oh, yes. Yes. Filters. Full. Because it's burning sap. That was the other thing. Someone left a comment about that. Sorry, I don't remember what your name is. And apparently sap can't be burnt because it can be composted. So that's actually a problem. Or no, it can't be burnt. Okay. It was just working on ash. Okay, there we go. Alright, problem solved there. I'm gonna put that there so it disappears. And I think we're good to go on that. Now, what's up with science these days? Science is not running because of, is it Cotton Guts again? It sure is. Cotton Guts, how you doing? How you doing, kids? It looks like they're all running. Cotton Gut for the last hour. It's been iffy. Gosh, that's such a squiggly line. It'd be so cool. The production graphs and the power graphs, I think both leave something to be desired in this game. They're good, but they're not great, is how I'd rank them. And I think given how great Factorio is, the production graphs are a bit underwhelming. Like, I wish there's just more features that it had. And in this particular case, what I'm wishing for is a smoothing button. Like, you could almost have like a bar that you slide, like an advanced settings button, you open it up and you can choose to do more smoothing or less smoothing. Because, you know, when you've got stuff like this, I'd prefer to just see like a trend line. You know, that's like a exponential moving average of the last, you know, 20 minutes. And that's a line that gets drawn through the last hour or something. Anyway, all that to say, Cotton Guts were at less than 1 a second. Now we're at a little more than 1 a second. How much does science consume, by the way? Do we know? 0.6 a second. So that's a decent amount. I don't think any of those things consume Cotton Guts, so I do think that's an accurate amount. So theoretically, it should catch up. Like, we should be getting more cotton guts than we need. If all of these are running. Now, did I not do Cotton Gut Mark II? Nope, I did not. That's a long time in the future. We need Bodos and Bedding and Renea and Grodd and Cadaveric Arum. Oh god, that's 5 new plants. Gosh, how do I need 5 new plants? I already have 1 million plants. There's still more in this game? There's still more plants? Oh goodness. Alright, okay, so the Zypho plan, we still have to set up lubricant from excess fish oil. That is still on the list. Now, what? Okay. So we have rendering excess fish as a way to make more fish. Should I make zip here instead? I guess that spins substrate and stone wool, but I could spend zip here. I could create an order to start rendering zip here. Let's see. I have too many repro complexes here. I think you all remember the time where I forgot to put modules into the repro complexes in Hellmod, and so we have 8 instead of 3. But anyway, this could consume 0.4 fish a second if we turn on rendering of zip here as well. So if we have too much fish, it does kind of make sense to render some zip here. I just hate that this is happening. But I don't have a way to fix it. Like, I really don't. It's really annoying. Because if we're gonna read the contents and set the recipe, we can't fix it. And if we don't read the contents, then as soon as... yeah. There's just no... I don't think there's a way to do it. Unless we could do that on different colors, which I think they're gonna include something like that in the 2.1 release. I hope. I know a lot of people have commented about it, not being able to read and write on different colors. Because, like, it sort of makes sense that if you're reading ingredients and contents, those would go onto the same. But even then, reading contents and ingredients should be separatable. You know, because, like, if you're reading the ingredients and the contents, there's no way to separate out those two either. So being able, basically having this one, and this one having color checkboxes would be really nice. Anyway, I digress. My point is, the only way I could do this is if somehow I subtracted out all the signals. No, it's just not possible. Because this building sees this building, and this building sees this building. So if I'm reading contents and setting recipe, I'm just screwed. There's literally no way to fix that. It's so annoying. Yeah, I think it's annoying because this is a very... I know this is a sort of complicated setup because of all this, but if you ignore all that, even if I just had a simple decider combinator that could set 2 different recipes, even that wouldn't work properly because of this thing where they see each other's contents as recipes, and there's no way to prevent that. Now, I could have some sort of cancellation signal that is on a 1-tick delay. Oh, you know what I could maybe do? You know what? Actually, I might be able to fix this. Oh no, that wouldn't fix it though. Oh wait, it could. Hold on. Okay, we gotta do some more testing here. So Krydax, Uncle Krydax has an idea. Okay, I don't know why I just called myself Uncle Krydax. Please never do that again. All right, But I do has an idea. So here's what I think. I'm wondering... Oh man, this is kind of annoying. I don't... how do I actually do this? I'm going to drive up there and mess with this myself. Thanos style. Fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah. So my idea is we can send a strong negative signal for all the things that get produced as contents on a different channel, which should individually impact each building, but it won't impact the output of the ingredients because those are on the green channel. And it won't impact the setting of the recipe for each building because it's a negative. So let me do a simpler example. Where we have, what's a good example? I'm guessing if we make iron sticks and then we read, we do set recipe, read contents, and set recipe, read contents, then it sets the recipe to iron sticks, which, okay, so yeah, that's causing the problem. So my guess is if we hook these up with red to a constant combinator that has iron stick. But wait, what would... So first it tries to set recipes that make that thing, but then it tries to set recipes that use that thing if it doesn't have any. So what would... I don't know if I can properly set this up without having... I don't think I can... I do have algs in my inventory. I don't have cages, though. And I got rid of all my fish. Dang it. Here, I can just run over here and grab some... something. Does this have any living creatures? No, it doesn't. I gotta go all the way to the science block. I can grab some cotton guts. Yeah. I need some coffee. One moment. Oh man, it really is the nectar of the gods. Someday, I need to take a break from coffee and de-addict myself from caffeine in the morning, but today's not that day. I have enough fish to fry in life, I think, right now. So I need the small comforts like coffee. Oh, I don't have cotton guts because we're out of cotton guts. Gosh dang it. Is that what's happening? Or am I just looking in the wrong places? Looking for butts in all the wrong places. Oh, come on, man. They've got to be close, right? These two... We're lacking pups. But those have been... Well, they did have a little dip 10 minutes ago. I wonder what that was about. I wonder if that was due to Relasia delivery being just like a few seconds too late. That's probably what that was. Go up one stack of Relasia seeds just to make sure. I think we're okay here. Alright, so anyway, all I wanted to do was test this theory, and we're just making it really hard. I'm sure there's another thing I could do it with, but I'm struggling to like I could do seaweed into agar, which then the agar gets transmitted to a burner assembler, which can't make agar, but it can make petri dishes. Sure, I think I can make that happen. Oops. Well, it's gonna request a lot of seaweed. You know what? No, I don't want to deal with complications like that. Can I just craft cages? There we go. Okay, maybe I don't need that many. But I can just craft some cages here. And then we'll slaughter an aug. Sacrificial aug. You know, I forgot about the new driving. I was trying to slow down, so I hit D, you know, to slow down, but D is down, not backwards. And down and backwards are different things. All right, anyway, I don't know why I'm driving over here. It doesn't really matter where we are, but we need Slaughterhouse 1, Slaughterhouse 2. Okay, so what we need to do is hook these up. And then they're also hooked up to a red. Now, this one's set to set recipe and read contents. If I slaughter an aug, can I do the caging in my inventory? Yes, I can. Okay, perfect. If I slaughter the aug here, it's gonna set the recipe to the tired aug thing, because that's another way to produce bones, which will be in one of the outputs here. But my theory is that we can make bones and guts. I still hate that you can't hit enter. I don't understand why you can't hit enter. I click on this, I hit enter, and it does nothing. It doesn't even do anything. So why would it not confirm this? Because if you hit E, that confirms it, but the problem is if you're typing in here, you need to hit enter. So it's so confusing because enter sometimes does it, and E sometimes does it, and when E does it, enter doesn't. And that, I think, is a mistake. I think enter should work in both cases. That is surprisingly annoying to me. Anyway, so let's do negative 1,000 on bones, negative 1,000, and negative 1,000. Okay, so why is this not setting the recipe? Oh, because I'm not reading contents. There we go. Okay, so now the problem's happening. So we need bones, meat, skin, guts, brain as negatives. And if we add those in, haha, it works. It works. Meat, negative 1 grand. Brain, bones, guts, brain, meat, skin. Uh-oh. Oh, blood. Uh-oh. Cage? What? Uh-oh. Now we got problems. Oh, lard. How many outputs are there? Good gravy. Whew. Yes, it works. Okay, so we're sending every building a very strong negative signal for the ingredients on red, which means the negative signal won't escape on the green. The green is accurately measuring, as it should, what's in the buildings, but the red is sending to the buildings. Okay. So this is a workaround for this particular case. So to fix this stuff, all we got to do is add a very negative combinator here, because these buildings are not hooked up on the red channel yet. That's why this works. So we can add an unrelated signal that won't interfere with reading the ingredients at all. but each building is going to add together the green and blue for its inputs, which is to set the recipe. So you can affect the set recipe without affecting the read contents by doing it this way. Basically, the write function combines red and green, and the read function separately sends to red and green. So we can do something with the reading of the green that is not reading what's being written from the red. If that makes any sense. Because it will still read the contents onto red as well, but that will only interfere with the writing from the red, which is all going to be this negative signal of all these things anyway. So basically, we just need all of these signals. Again, I don't know why I didn't just do that. I'm just going to do 10,000 to kind of guarantee we never have any issues here. Guts. Negative 10,000. And we will need to add a new one every time we get a new thing that can come from slaughtering. Blood. Lard. Bones. I'm really glad we figured out a way to fix this. I didn't think it was possible for a minute, but turns out it is. Arcad Venom. Fish Earl. Now, it's very possible this has some sort of unintended consequence I haven't realized yet, so let's hope that's not the case, but for now I think we're okay. And eventually when we start slaughtering Zyhifo, we're gonna get like shells too or something. Right? What all do they make? Zyhifo, slaughter, meat, shell, guts, arthropod blood. Yeah, so we need shell. I'm just gonna preemptively add that in here. Shells compost as well, just for future reference, if we need to get rid of them in a non-lime manner. But that should fix the issue. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 signals. Yep, 13 signals. So we shouldn't see any more tired AUG processing popping up here. Look at that. Man, is it satisfying to have all of the slaughtering needs met. Now, what are we using blood for? It's 15 out of 18. That's not 90%. It's like 85 or something. Yeah, we do have 150k as our baseline blood that we want. I think we need more of a blood buffer. Because we're overflowing pretty soon. Here. I think what we want is... What's the way to fix this? I think the way to fix this is... Of course, these are just the right size to not work properly there. This is a good space. We're never going to use this for anything. I'll just store some more blood across the way here. Same with fish oil. Seems easy enough. And then we need to connect these on red and green. And that's connected to red and green, so that works out nicely. I I don't like that the green and the red cross right there. That bothers me more than it should. Okay, so then those are hooked up, and then this goes to this, and this goes to this. So now we have a lot more backup storage for fish oil and blood. But then that means we need to change... no, we don't need to change anything because it's measuring both. So now it'll just be less full and less quick to overflow, is all. Okay. So that works. And now the last thing to do is change our fish oil overflow into fish oil. That's not finding the recipe. Fish oil into lubricant is done in a biofactory, and it can consume 10 fish oil a second. Now, fish oil comes from this fish hydrolysate recipe, which I might be doing at some point. And it comes from the turd recipe we didn't choose. So we're never gonna see that one. So all that to say, I'm not too worried about that fish oil. So I can consume it here, because this is the only place it gets made. So I don't need to like do a byproduct training of fish oil or something, is my point. And then how fast does it get made? So 8 fish, so each fish makes about 12 fish oil, and if I'm making like 2 or 3 fish a second, and they're all getting rendered for some reason, and I'm not using any of the fish oil, that could be making like, I don't know, 40, 50 fish oil a second. So I probably need about 5 biofactories doing this. And we need to request ash. So this is just a random requester we've never used for anything. Cool. We're definitely going to use that. And then we're providing lubricant, which could be my 6th fluid here. But wait, can't I do 12 fluids on this one? I think I can, because we're doing the full enable disable. So because we're enable disabling these guys, I can do 12 if we want. Okay, so yeah, this one will definitely be lubricant. Now, where else am I making lubricant? Let's see, LTN, item filter, lubricant. Nope, wrong lubricant. Where's the real one? Oh, that is the real one. Oh yeah, it's the real one, but it's a vanilla pie. For some reason, the vanilla fluids do weird things. Okay, so it's over here at this train stop. And it's provided at a priority of whatever this station is, 0. It's made via requesting fish oil. This is so interesting. Lubricant is not used. It's not used in anything, I don't think, that I would ever want extra of. Like, there's no reason to have extra lubricant, is what I'm realizing. Right? Like there's no... I need the lubricant I need to make the things I need to make, but it's not like I can do something else with it. There's no... what am I trying to say? There's no point to having byproduct lubricant. Like, I have what I have and I might as well use it. So essentially, we want to send all excess fish oil to here. But only excess fish oil should go to excess lubricant. So does it make sense to set it up again? Kind of. I think so. Like, it seems reasonable enough to me to do this. And I don't know where I'm gonna do this. How big are biofactories? Could I fit 5 of these over here? I think so. Feels a little odd. Maybe this is a bad idea. But I'm going with it. Okay, so then that one, that one, that one, that one. Then we've got this, this, this. Okay, so they're hooked up that way. So now we just do that, and then we hook this up around to here. So that one actually needs to be going down, and then we connect it like this, and we connect that over, and then there's the corner. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so that's done. Do we have RoboPort coverage on all this stuff? Yes, we do. Okay. So excess fish oil is hooked in. We need to request a bunch of ash, which means we need more loaders here. And we request the real ash, 21 stacks. And then we loader out. Go to here. Go across. Each building is 0.5 a second, so mechanical inserter should work fine. I probably should have just used real inserters because when we upgrade the buildings, we might need 1 a second. But whatever. All right, and then finally we've got our lubricant, which needs to go into tanks of some sort. No reason to not have a lot of storage, in my opinion. So we're just gonna jam these in here. And that gets transmitted all the way to the red signal, actually, is our storage for this one, weirdly enough. So that red signal goes to here. Not green. Okay, so that lubricant amount is transmitted to train station. That'll run until it fills up, and then the lubricant itself is transmitted right here. At the T-junction. Perfect. Okay, that should do it. Don't think. So this is ash for lube extra fish oil. All right, I think that's done. Is there anything else we need to do? I don't think so. Lubricant hooked up. Those buildings are hooked up to huge amounts of storage. This is probably all somewhat unnecessary. But hey, it'll make sure when we, you know, massacre a bunch of fish that it wasn't for no reason. Like we are right now. Why are we massacring a bunch of fish, by the way? Because the vertical bar is at 1, because... I'm just trying to remind myself why we do that. Because XIFO is low, and we have a lot of fish. Got it. And so that way this consumes a lot of fish, and that way we consume, or produce more fish food, is the point here. Got it. And we're back up to having 260 Mark II fish, which I believe is about right. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. XIFO plan is done. That feels good. Check something off the list. That's like a whole new thing with multiple steps, and we even improved our crap, which we thought was perfect, but the crap is even better now. Also, I meant to do something that I didn't do, which was change the numbers. Because now we have about 200, which makes 400. So now the numbers are about 400. Which means only having 100 caged Vrauks is not enough. Because I could have 400 caged... also, fish seems to be, like, unlimited right here. No, it's just clumped up right now for some reason. Clumping shouldn't be an issue. I'm reading the the mixer here. So I don't think clumping's an issue, right? 468 fish should result in no clumping. I should maybe stack fish and cotton guts. I think that's what I'm gonna do, actually. I'm gonna make this bigger so that we have more space to mess with stuff. And then I think I'm gonna stack fish and the guts. Because those are higher number things. And these were at 100, so I'm gonna double that to 200. Because 200 is still only about 1 item a second on average. But remember, it's gonna be higher on the front end than the back end, because remember that gradient idea. So if we want the average amount on the belt to be that, it ends up being a lot higher on the front. Theoretically, twice as high. Like if we imagine, you know, the full grid is, you know, 10 by 4 units, and you wanted to average out, I think the front would be 8, right? And the back would be 0. We'll say that's 0. We'll say the front would be 10. So then, I mean, theoretically, does this work out correctly? Well, if it was 10 units long, it'd be like this. So which one of these, like what actually is the average of this? Well, I know that this sums up to 45 because I've played a lot of variant Sudoku. So the average of 45 over 10 is 4.5. So it is right around here. which does mean that you end up with twice as many on the front. Okay, well that's actually really useful. So when we're doing this version of sushi belt, we have to imagine the belt essentially has a limit of 3.75 per lane, which means 800 items in this particular context, because one item per belt produces 1.875. So that means per lane, which right now the only thing on this lane is fish. I'm still, how is this not working? How are we not keeping up with fish? Like, how did this get below? What just happened? How did that get so far below 468? I'm confused. Oh, it's because there's a solid line of fish? And it couldn't add more for a second? Doesn't sound right. I'm wondering what the situation is there. How did that get so far below 468? That's what I'm confused about. Oh gosh, that's annoying. Whatever's happening there. What is that weird glitchy thing? I wonder. I don't know. So with the fish, how did it get below 468 for a minute there? I'm actually confused. Because we had a fully backed up belt ready to feed into it the whole time. So how did it drop down to like 350? Is it because there was a wall of fish that passed by, and then when fish got consumed it couldn't add more for a second? That's probably what happened. Huh. Interesting. Part of the issue I'm realizing is that this can add fish at a really fast rate. Like, if I was using an inserter instead, that could actually help. Yeah, this is kind of a weird, like... This can add up to 7.5 fish a second, which we never would need. But anyway, we've already got 400 items on that side of the belt. How many do we have on this side of the belt? 500. That's 5. We have too many. Yeah, this is a problem. I'm gonna need to use belt stacking here. What I might do... Ah, shoot. One tile too far. I might go fix it manually, because this is getting a little messy. And what did we measure? Stack inserter could do like 12 a second? Was that right? I think it was 12 a second, roughly. So it's plenty. Plenty. And we also decided, at least we think, that when you use a stack inserter for a sushi belt, you can rely on the average stack size being 2. Which doubles your belt density. And I'm hoping that by the time we need more density on here, that we will have, yeah, because that can consume up to 3 items a second. That really is crazy. I'm hoping by the time we have more belt density, or by the time we need, what am I trying to say? Words. By the time we need more belt density, we will have Mark II belts. Red belts is maybe the word I'm looking for. And when do we get, Not slaughter. Well, I am curious about Slaughterhouse Mark II. That's in Kimsai. And then we get red belts. Wow. We actually get them before Kimsai, believe it or not. Huh. Okay. Good to know. And then stack size. What is it called? Transport belt capacity. Oh, we go above 4? Whoa, I didn't know we went above 4. I assumed 4 was the limit because that's the limit in Space Age. Oh, baby. Oh yeah, the limit keeps going up and up and up. So we get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy bejesus. Okay, so I'm not worried about that then. Because in Kimsai, we'll get another, so we'll be able to go 4 high, which then leads the average to being... Does that become like 2.6? One plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10, divided by 4 is 2.5. Okay. So the average density will go up to 2.5 per stack, you know, when we get a higher stack size. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do here is a little messy. This one can't go here because then the belts are gonna have to do weird things. And if I do this and then this, so I've got some room on that. Okay, what I'm gonna do to try to make this a little better is cut this, move it back 3 tiles. To start with. Then I'm gonna give this another tile. And then I can do that to insert fishies. I can't support transport belt moving. Shoot. This is gonna have to be like that. Oh no, I'm doing stack inserters. I can just do this. Fish. Less than 500. Measuring. And these are all on the close side, which looks like that. Oh, it's not picking up from a chest, so it's going to be even slower. Hope it's fast enough. I didn't think about that. Shoot. I don't think that's gonna work. So I need loader, then chest. So that could be the loader, which has the same condition, and then so I need one more tile, is all. fish. 468. What was my number? We've changed that. That should be 500 or more. 600. Okay. So something like that. And then we get all those hooked up. Those are all hooked up to that. Cotton gut. What's this one? Caged alg. Oh gosh, that one. 200. Arcad, less than 300. Is this Vrauk? I assume this is Vrauk. I could be wrong. Caged Vrauk. Wherever that is. Actually, though, where is it? Oh no, I can't find it. All these cages have symbols. There it is. Caged Vrauk, less than 200. Okay. Wait, what happened here? Oh, we disconnected some things. Wait, this one shouldn't have any cotton gut on it. Oh, I plugged that into the very wrong spot. That one goes here. Alright, and these should all be limited to like one stack. Okay, so that makes these a lot faster again. Closer to 12 a second. Okay, so what exactly is going on here? So cotton gut, I'm just trying to get these things functioning is all. Functioning first. So we seem to actually be out of Vrauks. Is that correct? No, it's not. We're out of cages because I've increased the total count of stuff. I don't know if these are on my logistics network, but if they are, we're going to supplement over time. It looks like they're not. Or if they are, we only had exactly 50. I don't see them getting made. Making barrels there and canisters and not cages, so let's add in cages. Oops. Didn't actually click the cage. Logistic filter, 50, 50. And what is it? We do channel 1 for everything on the side, like this. Click, 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 click. Okay. So there's cages, and that will supplement this so that we've always got some cages. And then we do have a buffer for cages there, so that should be fine. Okay. I had wondered about that a while ago, actually, and I forgot to check on it, so we did that. Okay, so now our new numbers is that for each side of the belt, we can handle. It's also worth noting that we need to add whatever this is, another 30 belts. So our total is, yeah, basically 430. So that means we can handle on one belt side about 860, but then times 2 because of stacking, so about 1600 per side. So these 4 need to add up to less than 1600 is the idea. Now, I'm pretty sure ARCADs per second are way worse than cotton guts per second. So I'm gonna go up to 600 there. So now we're at 900. And now we're at 1500. Now this is going to overfill by 100, I just realized. So that means I should be measuring these as well, right? Yeah, I should count this as already on the belt. Yeah, okay, otherwise we're gonna overfill if the inserters aren't keeping up, which they won't be because they can't insert at the full rate. Well, no, they can actually if the belt's empty, which it's not always empty. Okay, I think we're good now on all that. Let me get rid of my own personal stuff here. We've got some AUGs, we've got some regular AUGs, we've got Vrouk, we've got Cage Vrouk, we've got some ARCADs to ditch, and I think that's it. We've got a single cage. Okay. Oh gosh. Something's gone wrong here. How is that almost full? I'm not sure. Is it because when we're consuming fish, we're consuming... No, but it should only... We should only end up with fish up here when we're consuming a bunch of fish and then it switches recipe and the buffered fish come out, but we didn't consume that many fish in the first place. Like, once this consumes 2 recipes worth of fish, we should end up using more from the buffer. Huh. Maybe this just isn't fast enough. I mean, fast inserter, I guess, helps a little bit. We'll start with that. Okay, but overall, I think we've mostly fixed the issue. So 600 is an average of 1.875 fish a second, which is not all that I can make. Oh, yay. Okay, so I did report that bug to Helfima about the scroll bar, and he was able to make it so that when you click on a block, it at least scrolls down to the block you have selected. It doesn't remember the scroll bar position, but it does at least stay so you can see what you've got clicked. So that's a huge boost. And I believe he also fixed that issue we were having with Photo 4's. Let's check. So we had reported the Photo 4 issue. I don't remember what used photophores. What was it? It was... Oh, it was optical fiber. So... I'm just imagining a new block here. So let's say we have this block, and we click this. We click that. And it worked. Yay, it linked the photophores, rather than picking some random amount of bones. Perfect. Yay! Look, I gotta say, Helfima's done a good job. Helmod is, for the most, there's still a few finicky things. I think there's still a few bugs that I maybe haven't reported, or they haven't been fixed in exactly the way that I think is a fix. They've maybe, you know what I mean? There's still some quirks for sure, and maybe a few bugs, but for the most part, Helmod 2.0 is up to snuff now. And I think for the most part, it's doing everything we need it to do. I know a lot of people prefer YAFC because it has the ability to do like input mode and output mode kind of at the same time. So that is for sure a benefit. The problem with YAFC is just that it requires a separate program, which I would have to have open on a side screen and stuff. So I'm just not really in a place where I want to do that because it's a lot harder for me to manage with OBS and stuff. I did find a plugin for OBS that actually allows you to have only an active window selected, but it'll hide it when it's not active. But that was kind of complicated to get working, and I don't really want to rely on that, and it's just a lot more work for me. So, and I don't know how to use YAFC. I don't really, I mean, to be perfectly blunt, I don't know if I want to learn YAFC right now. There is comfort in the thing you already know how to use. But yeah, this fish should get mixed over time. This is a really long belt, so it's possible that having a longer mixer could help as well. I'm gonna make the mixer a little bit longer here. What is that? I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Added 16 more tiles to the length. So that should help even more to spread things out over a further distance when it gets mixed each time, which I don't know the math of it, but I'd imagine making the mixer even like 20% longer causes full mixing to happen more than 20% sooner. I'm not sure about that. It could actually be the opposite. It could be that 20% longer mixer only mixes 10% faster. That's the kind of math that would take like hours to figure out, and we don't have, I mean, we do have that time. I could, but we're not here for that kind of thing. And I'm not even 100% confident I know exactly if I could figure it out. Yeah. So as soon as we get up to 4K fish again, it starts rendering fish, and it'll keep doing that until we're full on Xiapho. Now, there is a side note here. If we run out of ingredients for Xiapho, I guess in one sense it's okay because it will only run if we have enough fish in the first place. It'll only render. But if I didn't have Xiapho ingredients, we'd be rendering fish for no reason, basically. Just a small thought. Okay, well, we need to call that an episode. We've done a lot of good in this one. We've improved our crap in multiple ways. And we now have excess lubricant from fish oil setup, which will take a while to fill up because we added this extra tank. We've got an extra tank for blood, so that should buffer nicely over time. And at some point, I might address like the rates of items in these things, but I think we're fine for now. So yeah, with that, I believe we will call it an episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.